Hey guys, welcome back to the Monday Morning Mindset Podcast. Paul McLean here. And like I said, every week, and I mean it, I hope you feel it, it's a privilege to be on with you guys today. The goal and desire is to bring you great value. I'm certain today we are going to accomplish that because I got two good buddies of mine that are absolutely crushing it. And their goal is to pour into you and provide great value. And so today we've got Ryan on. Ryan, good to have you on, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's great to have you. And we got Lucas. Lucas,
Yes,
I'll give you one of those, bro. You're close enough. When you're 5'9", you don't have that long wingspan. I can't reach Ryan, right?
I feel that.
And so, but hey, good to have you guys on. And really what I want to do today is unpack a couple like common characteristics that if agents pick these up, they're going to elevate their business in a big way. I love this business because like everybody's got different strengths and gifts, right? And when I meet certain people that maybe have like this like passion, like their passion levels through the roof, I get more passionate, right? Or somebody that's like just a really good like listener and they're really empathetic. Maybe they've got a better ability to listen than I do, and then I'll pick that up and I'm like, okay, got it. Like they're a really good listener, right? Or somebody that's got really good disciplines and habits, I can glean from that. And so I'm always thinking like in my mind, like, you know, who can I glean from that's got these really good things dialed in? And the truth is like success leaves clues. There's commonalities to everything. And so today I really want to unpack what it looks like for you guys. So just to give some context, you know, Ryan, personal sales wise, what do you issue paying personal production each month?
40 to 50K issue paid.
So 40 to 50 consistently.
Consistently, yeah.
What are you going to issue pay this year?
This year over 400K, probably 480.
480?
Exact.
What did I think it was Caden said he was going to do 500. He's gonna beat you?
I might be doing 520 then, actually.
520. Okay, yeah. You said it, bro. And this is recorded. Everybody's gonna hear it. So Caden's 500,000. He said on last week's episode, you said 520. So
520.
And because you know you got the last mic, like you kind of win by default as long as you actually do it.
That's right.
Well, dude, talk about that. Personal is 50. Team wise is like 75, 80.
Yeah, 75.
So you got a team that's starting to build. All right, perfect. And then Lucas, you guys are doing $1 million.
Yeah, just around issuing $1 million each month.
Okay, not a bad deal, dude. $1 million a month is it's a great number to accomplish. Not many people do, and I feel like once you get there to go to 2-3 million, man, especially in today's landscape, like there's no question, you guys will do it. In fact, what's your goal by December of this year?
Yeah, I want us to be doing $3 million each month in issue paid business.
Okay, so December, $3 million issue paid business.
Yes, sir. 3x.
Okay, I love it. I have no doubt about it, bro. I mean that. Well, let's do this. Ryan, I want to start with you. Talk about, you know, some of the things that shifted in your business that you say, hey, this was a turning point, a breakthrough moment. Maybe that was your schedule, routines, disciplines, because consistently you're doing 50,000 a month. I think some people do 20 and then do 60 and then do 30.
Right.
And I think that's I think emotional stability is somewhat tied to that. And I don't want to be emotionally unstable because I'm high and low.
Right.
And I think most people would agree. Talk about some of the things that you believe has helped you become consistent. Like what are the roots to the fruit of that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's cool, like you can have your reps who are doing, let me do 100K this month, but then they sell like 5K, 10K the next month, right? But I think the harder thing is to do 40, 50, 60K consistently every single month.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to build an actual empire is consistency, not, you know, you don't need to do a crazy, powerful, like one-time 100K like that. It's just doing it over and over and over and over again. And it all ties to your identity and the person you actually are outside of work, not just in work.
Yeah.
And for me, it's more so, I guess the awakening moment was realizing that it all starts in your morning, really. How
do you win your morning?
Yeah, dude. So actually, I read this book. It's called Miracle Morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I got all the juice from it. I'm serious. But basically, like, you just got to be so strict on it. Like, I wake up 6 a.m. every single morning, no snooze. I'm reading the book. I'm at the gym by 6:19. Like, everything's to a T, like, to exact time every single morning. And, like, after I'm done going to the gym, I'm praying, I'm meditating, I'm going to the sauna, taking my cold shower for discipline to start the hardest thing of my day. So once I actually start my day, like, everything's easy.
Dude, that's such a big deal because I think nowadays, like, there's so many morning disciplines like that you'll hear about. So people have like this overwhelming amount of disciplines they could do,
mm-hmm.
but they have very little that they actually do.
Right.
And like the consistency of saying which ones matter most to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of them, right? Like, I mean, if you did all the morning disciplines, bro, it wouldn't be morning disciplines. It would be morning, afternoon, and dinner. Like, you do them all day, like 8 hours. Like,
Yeah.
I did the cold plunge. I worked out for an hour. Then meditated for 30 minutes. And then I went for a 2-hour walk outside while the sun was, a new sun because the rays. And, then I went grounding. And then I did, then I read a book. And then I journaled. And then, I mean, there's so many. I think it's identifying which ones matter most for each individual. Like, which ones do you think like matter the most for you, where you're like, hey, these are really impactful, and this has helped lead me to being the kind of person that writes 40 to 50,000 a month, because people are closer than they think they are. And a lot of times it's not just get more leads. Yes, if you're getting leads, that will help.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just making more phone calls. Yes, making more phone calls will help. Activity does solve most problems, but the reality is, if you don't prime yourself and really kind of set the stage for the day, well, then when the wind comes and the rain comes, like, dude, your day will blow away. So, like, talk about what does that look like? Like, what are the most important ones for you each morning?
I love the way you question that too, because it's not about how many different things you're doing, or not even really exactly what you're doing every single morning. It's more just about the fact that it's consistent every single morning, and that you start your morning every single day with that. Because what you're doing, you're building an identity of a person who's a consistent person. And that morning of you being consistent every single morning is going to directly flow into when you're selling, you're going to be a consistent person who's selling as well. But for me personally, as far as what morning habits that I like to do consistently the most, and I think that has bettered my identity the most, is probably praying, for one, just because it kind of centers my soul. It brings me at peace, and it just guides me to what I actually want in life. And I think that's a big factor of what's driving me when times do get tough. And then also affirmations every single morning, just affirming the type of person I want to become.
Yeah.
And putting it literally in the universe.
So prayer, affirmations.
Yeah.
Dude, I would probably say those are probably my two most important ones. And I have disciplines I do each morning.
Mm-hmm.
But having time where I can kind of get my priorities in alignment and like go throughout my day with God is a big deal. Right. Now you could meditate, and I feel like meditation is like, my wife, sometimes she doesn't want to like get too fired up with caffeine, I guess, and so she'll drink half calf. I don't even know what that was. I feel like that shouldn't even be a thing. Like, what the heck is half calf, right? Like,
Right.
Like, I'm more of like the triple shot espresso guy. Like, let's go. Like, let's go break walls. And but she'll drink half calf. So I mean, meditation is good. It's like half calf.
Yeah.
Prayer is like the triple shot espresso. So
Right.
you go either way, right? Like, meditation does help, but I believe like that's a great way to remind you not just of like what you want, but who you are.
Right.
So when I go into prayer, I remind myself of who I am, and also of like who God is. God already knows who He is.
Right.
But I go to prayer, I'm like, God, you're faithful. God,
Right.
you're with me. You're for me. He's not like, oh yes, I am. Like, He knows that.
Yeah.
I'm reminding myself of who
That's
He
right.
is, right? And that changes everything as far as how I'm able to go attack the day. And I feel like affirmations are so crucial because, like, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Well, the problem is most
Right.
people hate the fruit they're eating, but you've cascaded and you're creating the fruit that you're eating. Like,
That's
just
true.
change your language and you'll change the fruit that is being produced, right? And so affirmations, like, what I would say is ask yourself whatever goals you've got. So like, Lucas, you want to do $1 million a month, or you're doing $1 million a month, you want to do 3 million. Question is, the type of person that you need to become to do 3 million a month is different than the person you are now. So then it's like, what's the type of person look like that runs a business doing 3 million a month? You might say, well, man, I think they'd probably be a better leader, because that's gonna be a lot more. Maybe they're more like intentional, because like you got to be like now I got to be present and purposeful with everything. Maybe I got to be more intentional. Maybe I got to be more empowering. I gotta, to get to that level, I'm gonna have to have a lot of people like really growing at a high rate. So then your affirmation is, I'm a intentional leader who empowers others. So now you're speaking that, because it's not just speaking the goal you want, it's speaking who you need to become. So it's like a who goal. Who do you need to become to achieve those things, right? And so I love that, dude. I think that's so powerful. I mean, like, for anybody watching this, like we're like a couple minutes in, and I think that that alone, if you just like hop off and apply it, it's gonna make a big difference. And so
100%.
I love that. Lucas, for you, what do you think is some of the things that have helped you get to the place where your business is growing at that rate? Like, what is something that you say, man, I've really kind of learned how to develop this skill and gift with building and empowering? Like, what would you say that is? And like, how does somebody develop what that is?
I think one of the biggest things is getting people to kind of understand that if they're having a problem or anything like that, like almost creating that self-sufficient rep. Like everybody who's done this, like they've had that same issue you're having before. And so like one of the things I say is like, hey, you should never have a problem for more than a week. And the reason is because there's somebody, whether it be in the office or in the agency, who's had the same exact problem before, where you can go get step-by-step advice, you can go get, the exact same scenario, but like that human nature is very quick to say, hey, it's like, just me, right? Mm-hmm. Same idea with, hey, you may be, a new agent, run your first chargeback, oh, is this only happening to me, or, stuff like that. So I think more so just getting resourceful. And I think one thing I've learned is like, not necessarily putting it all together, but making it all accessible. Because when I first started at another company, it wasn't, necessarily accessible. It was more so like, hey, here's the scripts, here's what you need, like go figure the rest out, right? So I think one thing that we have here at Pinnacle is we have these resources and we have these things where, hey, I know I can give somebody a step-by-step roadmap of, hey, you can go here, here, and here to do all these things in your business, whether it be recruiting, building, or even, selling, simple as the quote tools,
Dude, that's such a powerful word, resourceful. You know what I mean? Like, that's so great. Like, how do you help more people become resourceful? And because ultimately that's helping them grow. Like, how do you go out there and find the resources? Like, what does that look like from a conversation standpoint when you're working with a team to, like, kind of help them, not just, like, say, hey, here's the answer, right? It's like, how do you just, like, not just give them the fish because you know the answer. How do you help them go out there and become resourceful and go fish themselves?
Right. I think it's asking those intentional questions, like something as simple as the underwriting sheet, right? You may ask me, hey, heart attack, does this get approved, here? And I'm going to ask, hey, did you look at the underwriting sheet, right? Because especially something you figure out as you're scaling in this business, right? That's not a task for some, you know what I mean? Same idea, Joe Basso said it perfectly, right? If someone's calling him about underwriting, even if he knows the answer, he's not going to give it to them because they should know better to begin with. Yeah. So I think it's more so that not necessarily tough love, but that teaching and asking those smart questions where it's, hey, this is how you figure it out in a way where it's respectful and you're teaching the agent, but not, feeling pushy and like, hey, go figure it out, right?
Dude, it's so good, bro, because like the truth is, as you guys develop and grow in this business, like you have the answers for a lot of things. I mean, that person can go to you, Ryan, for a myriad of different things and ask you a question. Right. But what they go to you for, what you provide is going to be based off of what they're asking. So you can provide them $10 an hour value proposition, or you could provide them $5,000 an hour value based off of what they're going to you for. And so I love that. Like, it's like teaching people how to treat you, right? Like, if somebody's in a group and like, dude, my team, dude, they're just needy, they're just complaining, they're just this and that. It's like, well, dude, you taught them how to treat you. Like, you tolerated things that you now hate. And what you tolerate, or if you don't, what is it? If you don't dissipate what you hate, you'll tolerate it or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's not what it is, but I just came up with one. I think that one's better than one I heard before. So we're gonna put that in the book.
I like that one better.
But like that's the problem. Like, people hate the business they're building sometimes, but it's like you allow that stuff to happen. You taught the group how to treat you. Like, in any relationship, if you're in a relationship with a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and you're like, I just hate the way I'm being treated. Like, what are you tolerating? Like, what does that look like, right? And so I think that's so powerful, man. Ryan, for you, I know there's just some disciplines that you're doing related to personal growth, development, setting the stage, and obviously very important. What are some business disciplines from a producer standpoint that you think has helped you become this consistent with issue paying $40,000-$50,000 a month?
Yeah, I'd say number one thing, especially in virtual sales, you got to be very disciplined because there's nobody really telling you when to work or really even how to work. It's all on you. So you have to go out of your way, like how Luke was saying, you got to go to the resources that are there, but you got to be the one to actually go out of your way to use them. So big thing though with being virtual, as I was saying, is you got to be strict to a schedule. So if you're gonna work 9 to 7, then commit to that every single day. Don't have a day where you're working 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. Commit to 9 to 7. No matter what happens, I cannot leave my office chair until 7 p.m. More than likely, I'm probably gonna be working longer than 7 p.m. But the ground rule is I cannot leave till at least 7. And like you can ask anybody in the office, I'm always like one of the last ones there when I'm there.
So it's a non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
Once you've said it and it's in the counter, it's done. There's
Right.
nothing to debate.
Right.
I think that's so important, dude. Most people don't have non-negotiables.
And I think the reason why I stick true to my non-negotiables is because I stick true to it in the morning, and that exactly ties together.
So you start building up this identity, like I'm a person that does what I say I'm going to do.
Exactly.
Because I did it right out of the gate in the morning. So therefore, if I say I'm going to stay until 7, you kind of stack the deck and cast some votes for the type of person that would do that very thing.
Exactly.
I mean, dude, this is like a whole nother podcast we could spend going into non-negotiables.
Right.
But like that is probably the reason why people fail or succeed
100%.
is the non-negotiables. So for you, like, how does it become non-negotiable? Is it like once it's in your calendar, then it's settled, or like?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just finding the people who are already doing it. So if I go to someone else like Ben Bania, who's already selling 40, 50K a month, and that's where I want to be, right? At the time I was selling 10, 15K a month. I'm like, Ben Bania, like, what are you doing, bro? It's like, yeah, I'm just in the office 9 to 7 every single day. I'm like, what else? That's it. I'm like, okay, non-negotiable. I'm working 9 to 7. Ben said so. He's doing it. All right, I do it. All right, now I'm selling 40, 50K a month. It's not rocket science. You just find the people who are already doing it and copy and paste their non-negotiables.
Well, dude, I think it's not rocket science, but it's definitely something that I feel like most people know, but they don't do.
Yeah.
Right. Like, even oftentimes you go ask and you get the feedback of somebody that's actually getting the result you want. They tell you what the answer is.
Right.
But then you go and like have a short-term memory, like, oh, I forgot what it is, and then you go ask somebody else. You're almost like trying to find the person that's going to say, bro, like, dude, I worked like 2 hours yesterday, man. I worked 2 hours. Like sometimes it's 3 hours, sometimes it's 4 hours, and I'm making like $1 million. Like it's freaking great. You're like, oh my god, I'm gonna do that. Like, so I gotta just keep. Okay, I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing. It's gonna work. It's like,
Right.
no, fool, it
Right.
ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
So I love that, like asking and then actually doing the thing. So once they say like, okay, I got the answer, I'm not gonna negotiate with myself. I'm just gonna go apply it. It's now a non-negotiable.
Yeah, one thing that
Powerful.
comes to mind too is a computer, right? Like on a computer, if you're gonna copy something on the clipboard, what is it gonna do? Nothing. It's just gonna stay there. You gotta press the copy V or Control V, right? You gotta also paste it. So if you're just going up to people asking what they're doing, you got the Control C on. It's not really gonna do anything. You have to actually Control V it into your life and start doing what they tell you to do. And
Most people are missing their Control V.
Exactly.
I didn't even know Control V did that, bro. I just learned something new.
Yeah.
Like, I hit like the right button and then hit paste. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I just saved myself like 1 second per copy paste, which is quite a bit. 'Cause I do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Lucas, what about you, bro? As we wrap up, like what's if you bumped into somebody at the coffee shop, they're like, dude, hey, are you Lucas that's doing $1 million a month? Like, tell me about like how do I get there? What's the biggest thing that you think you'd tell me? Give me some feedback. Like, what would be the greatest tip you'd give me? What would that be for them?
Yeah, as crazy as it is to like segue in what I first said, it's like using your resources and almost like what Ryan said. Like, hey, you're getting around the Ben Banyas, you're getting around the Joe Turners. Like, if you're around the best, you can't expect anything less. So knowing that and like getting with these people, like when you like when you're able to tell somebody, like if someone came up to me and asked me that, all I would say is, who are you getting around? That's at a high level. Who is your team getting around? That's at a high level. Because if it's the same people I see every day, well, that's great. But where is new inspiration or things that they haven't seen coming from? And I think one of the biggest things goes with like numbers, right? Like, hey, I know I wasn't selling 30K a month, but you look at Ben Bania. So it's like knowing for these guys that are coming in that you can use these other people as resources to know, hey, this is what's possible, whether it be selling, whether it be building, whether it be any aspect of the business. You know, hey, you want to get trained by the best? Sweet, we got the best. So I think it's, you know, just getting like-minded people around like-minded people. Because even if someone is a, you know, upline, downline situation, they may not click the same way, you know, someone and someone else click. So they may not even be connected, but they may be going to the office because of each other. So I think that's one thing, too, that we have really strong is, like, we have guys that know each other. We have guys that hang out. Like, we have guys that want to see other people win, and we have a good idea of, like, people's goals. And I think when we're all on that same page, like, if you're not growing, like, I would be surprised, you know, because when you're all on the same page, it's all clicking. So there's nobody that, you know, oh, Ryan, why are you staying late? Because they know his goals. They know their goals. Like, and same idea. Like, no one's going to force you to stay late, but that's his goals. And his goals are larger than, you know, wanting to leave and being tired and stuff like that. So,
dude, so good, man. I mean, just to kind of like summarize this, like, you know, the three things that I feel like we're kind of woven into like what we just talked about is like attitude, activity, and association. Like we talked about attitude in the beginning. Attitude is the way you think, feel, and behave about something. That was like the morning disciplines, which that's a big thing. So like usually if you're not where you want to go, like one of those areas is too low, is too dim. Attitude, usually a lot of times it's that. The second is activity. Once I got a non-negotiable, it's non-negotiable. I'm going to go out there and execute. It's now an activity goal. That's what I'm doing. And the third thing is association, right? Like getting around the right people, like you said, Lucas, and like being able to kind of create that atmosphere where you're plugged into people that, you know, should make you feel uncomfortable to do the lower level the lower level behaviors of, you know, like it's uncomfortable, it's awkward. Like I can't just sit here and scroll. I got freaking Ryan over here like a nutcase. He's at 9 o'clock at night. He's still calling. Like I can't do that. And so attitude, activity, and association, guys. Like ask yourself on a scale from 1 to 10, with each one of those three things, how well are you doing with each one of those? And then what could you do today to help level up in those three areas? Guys, thank you for joining, man. This was good. This was so good for me. I know it's good for others. Guys, share this with your team so that way they can go and lean in and get some information that as they go out there and apply it, it helps them go to the next level. We love you. Be strong. Stay steadfast. We'll talk to you next week. God bless you guys.